Good morning, everyone. With the excitement of Diwali all around us, it seemed the perfect opportunity to start our program this morning with the beautiful Ashtalakshmi Stotram. This prayer lyrically praises 8 manifestations of Shri Mahalakshmi and aids us in the opening up of our Lakshmi principle. With this in mind, let's open our hearts as we humbly bow down to Shri Mataji, raise our kundalini and put ourselves into bandhan. We'll take the 3 great mantras.
Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Namo Om Tameva Sakshat, Shri Kalki Sakshat, Shri Adi Shakti Mataji, Shri Mataji, Namo Om Tameva Sakshat, Shri Kalki Sakshat, Shri Sahasraswami Moksha Pradayini Mataji, Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo Shri Nirmala Devi, Namo.
We got this.
Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
So continuing on with our theme this morning, I'd like to read the English translation of the opening stotram that we played, which was Ashtalakshmi Stotram, and then we'll have a little brief silence before listening to our talk this morning. Ashtalakshmi Stotram. Praised by the virtuous, O beautiful Mother Earth, golden sister of the moon, adorned with good qualities, you give liberation. You have beautiful speech and all knowledge. Dwelling in a lotus and worshipped by the gods, you shower good qualities, O joyful goddess, victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Primordial goddess, protect me always. You come in this Kali Yuga to remove darkness, O loving goddess, in the form of sacred knowledge. O auspicious form, who arose from the ocean of milk, you reside in the mantras that praise you. You give auspiciousness and abide in a lotus. The gods and ganas take refuge at your feet. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Goddess who gives happiness, protect me always. Victory to you, O Shakti of Shri Vishnu of shining colours. You are the form of all mantras. Gods and ganas worship you to speedily fulfill their desires. Jai lotus-seated giver of happiness, you give knowledge and sacred songs, worshipped daily, decorated with kumkum and sandalwood and praised with music, wearing gold, praised with verses in your glory. Lord Shiva is to be found at your venerable feet. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Goddess who gives victory, protect me always. We bow to the goddess of radiant eloquence, O jewel-like remover of anguish, richly adorned with jewels and earrings. Your smiling face bestows peace. You give 9 forms of devotion and remove impurities. Your hands fulfill all our desires. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Goddess who gives knowledge, protect me always. You are pleased with the sound of loud drums, worshipped with blowing of conches and beautiful singing. The gods smilingly worship you in the way prescribed in the Vedas and Puranas. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. O knowledge of all sacred literature, you remove all anxiety and wickedness. The virtuous take refuge at your feet. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Goddess who gives courage, protect me always. Victory to the ever-loving destroyer of our miseries, giver of all fruits and knowledge. Chariots, elephants, horses, and servants surround you, and you are worshipped by the world. Shri Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma serve in your puja. Affliction is warded off by your lotus feet. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Goddess who rides an elephant, protect me. Riding on Shri Garuda, beautiful, wielding a discus, devoid of passion, full of wisdom, you are in the highest meditation. O well-being of the world, who is praised with the 7 notes, in reverend voices, the gods, demons, sages, and humans worship at your lotus feet. Victory to the ever-loving killer of the demon Madhu. Goddess who gives offspring, protect me always. Goddess who gives wealth, protect me always. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Mataji Namo Namaha.
I told you about the importance of Lakshmi principle and the 3 processes through which we pass. First is the Graha Lakshmi. Actually, this is celebrated mostly on the 13th day of the moon, where they say that the housewife has to be given some present. And the best thing she can have is some sort of an utensil. So people give her some utensils. Actually, it's a very, I think, a mutual thing, because if you give an utensil, she's supposed to cook for you. It's a very sweet way of suggesting that you cook something for us. Then the 14th day is very important, because that is the day the goddess, as a power, because it was Kartikeya who killed Narakasura, the devil. And he was one of the worst of all. He could not be killed. So Shiva and Parvati were married for the special purpose to produce this powerful Shakti Putra. He is the son of the Shakti, known as Kartikeya. And he was just born to kill this horrible devil called as Narakasura. And he killed. That is the day, 14th day. It's something like Halloween that day. Because that is the day they open the gates of hell and put all the devils into hell. And that's why that day one has to rest in the morning time as long as possible. So that let all the devils be put in nicely. Because some of them might be hanging around still. It's better to allow them to get out. I mean, in the realm that you are, you do not feel much there exists. But if you were in the realm of subconscious area or collective subconscious, you can see even some of the spirits and also can feel their existence. You see the black spots and all that. So, that day is very dangerous. But because Narakasura was killed, people celebrate it. That celebration is expressed next year, next day, which that day is the day of Diwali, they say. That is the day they also worship Lakshmi, because they think that that's the day Lakshmi was born on this earth, from the sea, as I told you last time. Then the day of the new year comes in afterwards. Because in India, in the north, that's the time people finish their crops. And they found that day was very good to celebrate the new year. And that is actually more sort of, you can say, is a social thing in India. We need not use that. Whatever suits us, you can have your own New Year. Because in the south, in say in Maharashtra, they have another New Year, as I told you, where Shalivahana, this dynasty, started another calendar and they celebrate that. So all these things are, nothing is rigid about anything. One must know, nothing is rigid. Rigidity comes from ignorance. It's all for you, for your joy and happiness. The whole festival system is for your happiness and not for the happiness of the time or date. It's for you. So it should be adjustable according to your needs and understanding. And also according to your national way you live. There should be no addiction to any particular type of culture or particular type of ideas. It's all for you. All these festivals are for you, not for gods. They don't have these festivals. It's only for you people these festivals are there. And when you celebrate them, that's only for your joy and your happiness. And that's how you should celebrate in a way that gives you the greatest amount of happiness. And the festivals, all the festivals of the world must be celebrated. The more you are festive, the happier it is. Why miss the chance? You see? So as Sahaja, you can celebrate. You can't push yourself in, John. Just move a little this side, I think. Yeah, just move a little. So, as a Sahaja, you don't belong to any particular caste or community anymore now. You belong to universal caste. Once you start belonging to the universal thing, then you can celebrate all the festivals of all the religions and have the best of it. All the year round, you can celebrate all the festivals, know about them. The more you know, the better it is. And have all kinds of sweets, whatever you use, whatever type you use, in whatever areas and countries and cultures. And that's how we have to be more festive, Now, the last day is very important. It's a very universal day, I should say, called as Bhaiya Dvij. It's day, or they call it also in Marathi Bhav Bij, in different names. It's the brothers and sisters day. Now, the brothers and sisters relationship has to be very, very strong. And the purity of that relationship is to be maintained. It is not necessary that you should be born as brothers and sisters. Not necessary. But you are born, because if you are realized souls, you are born as brothers and sisters. So that purity must be maintained in the society of Sahaja. Very important. That we should try to develop this situation that brothers and sisters are something very pure. The relationships are very pure. And they should not be at all challenged. It is so much so that even if you call somebody your brother, he is your brother. And the more you develop this relationship, the better your left Vishuddhi will be. Because left Vishuddhi is the relationship with God as a brother or with the goddess as a sister. So, Shri Krishna's sister, as you know, was born to Nand. And Shri Krishna was himself born in a prison. So there was an exchange that took place. They had to replace her in his place. And then when Kamsa, the uncle of Krishna, tried to kill that girl, she went into the sky and like a lightning, she said that your killer is still living in Gokul. He's still there. So this lightning that we see is representative of that power, which we call as Vishwamaya, is the sisters. If your sisterly feelings towards women are good and strong, your left Vishuddhi will be very good. It has many other qualities. For example, a person who has a very good left Vishuddhi is a very confident person. Not only that, but whatever he says comes out true. Even by mistake he says something, it comes true. It's a very powerful center, left Vishuddhi in. Such a person, whatever he'll speak, to say criticize something, or to cut down something, or to be against something, then it has the power to crash all that he doesn't want. See, like we can say, Christ, his left Vishuddhi is expressed through his relationship with Mari Magdalene. When he stood up and said that those who have not committed any sin can stone her. So this is his part. The sin of the people just crushed them completely. They finished because the sin was there. And the sin was of left Vishuddhi. There was no purity. And when there is no purity, a person who is so pure says such a thing. All these people lost their powers. They couldn't even stone. Now, this sister of his was born later on as Draupadi. And that too very near the place we have been to Vani, where we saw. Gavin, you remember when we were going to Nagpur? Near Vani, she was born, that place, and there's a very big temple of that. She was called as Draupadi. And you know how Sri Krishna tried to save her chastity. Now, people, I've heard, are trying also to say things against Mary Magdalene and against Christ and all kinds of things. See, this is the sign of the decadence of our brains and our morality, that we cannot see purity in any relationship. We cannot see any purity in any relationship. So we as Sahajogis have to develop more of that. Instead of that, what I find that people, especially in the West, try to think whom we are going to marry home. These relationships are established. These are wrong. There is no need to go on organizing marriages and playing these games of romance and all that. If marriage has to take place, it will take place. But don't spoil the atmosphere. There are some people who are just like barbers who try to organize marriages, you see, and take a great pride in arranging marriages with this one to that one and that one to that one. It's not a desirable. One should not do it. There's no virtue in these things is to organize marriages all the time. When the marriage time comes, it takes place. Now at the time of Muhammad Sahib, a big question arose because there were very few ladies, very few men, and many ladies of all age groups. And they didn't know what to do, how to save these girls, because so many men died in the war. So then they asked what to do now at this juncture. I mean, a position when such a catastrophe is there and so many women are there and very few men. Then he said, all right, you can marry 4 or 5 wives. And you can marry any age group. Because if you have to live with dharma, means marriage, means collective sanction, not without marriage. So he said, all right, you can even marry 5 times, but you must marry. Without marriage, you cannot live. And that is why he was particular that every person should be married and should have no relationship without marriage. It was sin. Instead of that, now Muslims think that it is their right to marry 5%. I mean, when the men are more and women are less. Is that wrong? You have to find out a solution. And at that time, the relationship between even the sisters and brothers, he had to delimit because there was a big problem. So he said, all right, the children born of the same parents cannot marry, but cousins could marry. That time. Now that time is changed. All right. It's not that time. We are not on war. There's nothing happening like that. There's no such problem. So let us develop now our pure relationship of brothers and sisters. Actually, first time when we had this Diwali function, I asked people to find one sister for yourself. Every gentleman must have one sister. To find out one. And then that is the day I said, let us start this way. That next time when we meet on another day called as, that's a Purnima, Rakhi Purnima, that you tie the Rakhi in the hand, the same brothers and sisters. In India also we did like that and it worked very well. So, but there the relationships are so strong. Once in Dhumar, you see, I think tied it to Raul Bhai. And now even if I say something to Raul Bhai, he doesn't like. It's to that extent. It's so sweet, you know. And even Dhumar's wife respects Raul Bhai as an elder sister. See? It's very sweet. Like that, many relationships are established. And next year, I think Raul Bhai became the sister of one of our trustees who is no more there. And she always carried on all that relationship, and they also. I mean, imagine, the whole thing is that that relationship is so special, so close, and so pure, and such a relationship.
Shive Sarvad Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Brahmarupe Sadanande Paramananda Swarupini Riddhi Siddhi Hrade Devi Narayani Namostute Sharanagata 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 Dinata Paritrana Parayane Sarvasyati Hare Devi Narayani 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 Namostute Namostute Narayani Namostute
We'll say the last mantra, last verse of the three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji. Thank you for joining us this morning. When you're ready to finish up, please remember to namaskar, raise your kundalini and put yourself into bandhan. And if you'd like to continue meditation, we're going to play another beautiful version of Shri Ashtalakshmi Stotram. It's actually raising very quickly to become one of my very favorites. Anyway, it's so very great for the Nabi. So enjoy. Happy Diwali, everybody. Jai Shri Mataji.
क्षीरसमुद्भव मङ्गलरूपिणी मन्त्रनिवासिनि मन्त्रनुते
मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रित पादयुते
मङ्गलदायिनि अम्बुजवासिनि देवगणाश्रित पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धान्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धान्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय वरवर्णिनि वैष्णवी भार्गवी मन्त्रस्वरूपिणि मन्त्रमये
सुरगणपूजित शीघ्रफलप्रद ज्ञानविकासिनि शास्त्रनुते
भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रित पादयुते
भवभयहारिणि पापविमोचनि साधुजनाश्रित पादयुते
जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि धैर्यलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
जय जय दुर्गति नाशिनि कामिनि सर्वफलप्रद शास्त्रमये
रथ गज तुरग पदाति समावृत परिजन मंडित लोकनुते
हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते
हरिहर ब्रह्म सुपूजित सेवित तापनिवारिणि पादयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि गजलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनि गजलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां ऐ खगवाहिनि मोहिनि चक्रिणि रागविवर्धिनि ज्ञानमये
गुणगणवारिधि लोकहितैषिणि स्वरसप्तभूषित गाननुते
सकल सुरासुर देव मुनीश्वर मानव वंदित पादयुते
सकल सुरासुर देव मुनीश्वर मानव वन्दित पादयुते
जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी संतान लक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी संतान लक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
जय कमलासिनी सद्गतिदायिनी ज्ञानविकासिनी गानमये
अनिदिनमर्चित कुङ्कुमचन्दन भूषित वासित वाद्यनुते
कनकधरास्तुति वैभववन्दित शङ्कर देशिक मान्यपदे
कनकधरास्तुति वैभववन्दित शङ्कर देशिक मान्यपदे जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी विजय लक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी विजय लक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां प्रणत सुरेश्वरी भारती भार्गवी शोक विनाशिनी रत्नमये
मणिमय भूषित कर्णविभूषण शान्ति समावृत हास्यमुखे
नवनिधिदायिनी कलिमलहारिणी कामितफलप्रद हस्तयुते
नवनिधिदायिनी कलिमलहारिणी कामितफलप्रद हस्तयुते
जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी विद्यालक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी विद्यालक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां
धिमि धिमि धिन्धिमि 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 धुन्धुविनाद सुपूर्णमये
धूम 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 शङ्खनिनाद सुवाद्यनुते
वेद पुराण इतिहास सुपूजित वैदिक मार्ग प्रदर्शयुते
वेद पुराणेतिहास सुपूजित वैदिक मार्ग प्रदर्शयुते जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी धनलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी धनलक्ष्मी रूपेण पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां जय जय हे मधुसूदन कामिनी अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय मां अष्टलक्ष्मी सदा पालय